Today is the day that I low-key been kind of dreading for a while, just because it's my first time doing it. And since I'm the one DPing it, I don't want to be the person to mess it up. You know what I mean? Being the first timer shooting a short film and all that. But here we are. Welcome to the channel if you're new here. Welcome back if you're not. It is Shot by Curt. For the first time ever, I've shot a short film, and I did shoot it with the Canon C50. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, big shout out to Jason. I didn't feel like I was the person for the job, especially being that the story was so near and dear to him. I just didn't think, like, not having the experience of shooting a short film prior to this, or whatever the case may have you, that I was the person for the job to help bring this to life. Thank you, Jason, for putting the pressure on me and challenging me to step up to the plate. Now that the day is over with, I feel I did okay, all things considered. Y'all really enjoyed it, and that's all that mattered to me. Back in like February or March, me and Jason had this conversation, and he was really adamant that I could be the one to help bring this to life. Up until May 3rd, which is when we shot, I dreaded it. I'm not gonna lie, I dreaded it, just because I'm letting my brain create all of these narratives on like how this could go wrong, or how I'm gonna screw it up, or I don't want to be the one to screw it up because I don't have the experience like maybe some of the other people that are on set, or even the actors for that matter, them being seasoned in what they do, and then me just coming in as a guy that usually shoots event videography or music videos or whatever the case may have you. Day of, it was nothing but vibes. The set needed to be built out, so I moved around a little bit, got BTS, and just to kind of document the day, and everybody can kind of see what we brought together just outside of the final shots. They can see like the actual people painting the sets and putting it together, the lighting being set up, the sound, and all of those things. I didn't get as much as I wanted to, because after a point I had to kind of lock in and get the camera ready and make sure that I was ready, with Brian, dope gaffer, make sure that we were ready and locked in to make the actors look their best. There wasn't really much excitement for me, because I was just more so like on edge of trying to make sure that I locked in. But there was one moment where we were in the middle of a shot, and I turned around and I looked at Brian's screen, and I got a chance to detach from being the shooter, and I got a chance to see what everybody else was looking at. And in that moment, that was my excitement. Like that moment made me proud, because I'm like, damn, like, I'm doing this. It's not even so much that it's with the C50 or whatever the case. It's just more so like I'm on a set shooting a short film. Yeah, I'm doing this. Like I was proud in that moment. That shit was tight. Outside of that, I think some of the moments that was challenging for me in between that was making sure that I hit focus. I didn't have a focus puller, so all of that was on me. So making sure that I framed the shot, which wasn't the biggest deal, but like the pulling focus, and being that I had so many like events and things in between, I didn't get a chance to sit with the script the way that I wanted to kind of like know cues on like, okay, this person's gonna say this here, they're gonna pause for this long. And then I had moments where I feel like I missed focus. Luckily, we end up redoing the takes, but it's more so like I knew that there was gonna be like punch-in shots or whatever, to where I can just kind of focus on that person. But just for general sake, I feel like it was some of the two shots where I kind of missed focus, and just not knowing the lines. Like they paused, and I'm like, okay, now it's about to go to the next person, let me rack focus here. But then they paused and they said something else, and I was kind of bummed out by that. First time or not, I just wasn't happy with that part. But again, I knew that there would also be like close-up shots and different things that's going to be happening throughout the film. So you know, but that's still something that I take into account. I really love what I do, and I want to do the best job that I possibly can in that moment. So for those who care in terms of like the technical aspects of like what I shot with the C50. I didn't have any cine lenses, so I used the 24-70 and the 70-200. Very sparingly on the 70-200, but majority of the shots was pretty much the 24-70. Again, the RF, not a cine lens or anything. I didn't have time or the budget to rent anything, so I just went with what I had and did the best that I could. And I think that it turned out all right. I shot 7K raw. That was interesting in itself, but it could have been a lot worse than what it actually was. I have a 1 terabyte Angel Bird card, and then I have a 512 SanDisk card. For those who care, that's the technical part of it. I think one of the moments that stuck with me after the fact was that moment that I got a chance to detach from being the shooter, and I just got a chance to appreciate what was happening in general. One, that I was shooting that shot. 2, the fact that I was asked to shoot the shots. 3, just taking in the whole vibe and atmosphere of the actors doing their thing, all of the crew doing their thing, and you know, them being able to look at their work that they did building the set. Sound guy Roy, you know, capturing Roy and Adam, you know, being on sound and making sure that not only that they look good but that they sound good. Obviously, you know, you could have a pretty picture and then the sound be terrible, and then it kind of screws up the whole thing. You don't even really want to watch it because you tuned out on the sound. So the sound makes a big difference, and just everybody being able to witness their work at hand, you know, that was dope, and that's something that really stuck with me after the fact. I think another thing is now me looking at the footage, obviously the day being gone already, but me just looking at the raw footage, and you know, I'm not the one editing the film, but I threw a slight grade on some of the shots just so I could see what it would look like. Obviously, Adam is the editor, and he's gonna end up doing something different. It's crazy, man. I never would have thought. This video wasn't planned. I didn't have any notes. I didn't have anything. I just really wanted to talk about the experience. I didn't know where to start. I just kind of hit record and started talking, and whatever came out. If I missed anything, you got any questions, camera experience, whatever, ask away. But last but not least, shout out to the whole squad, from the actors, Jason, everybody who, you know, wardrobe, set, everybody, sound, everybody. Shout out to all of y'all. But before I get to rambling, like and subscribe for the good vibes.